the Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today we're here with the Psychedelic Snowflake Block 6. Now you're going to find this PDF in the show notes or the description box below. So you got one more to go, and that's the bonus block, but that's next month. But first, let's do our shout out. Jayne at the Poppy Patch has been on my radar for a while, and she's doing some pretty fun stuff over on her channel. So you're also going to find Jayne's YouTube link for her channel on there. So you go over there, you tell her, hey, Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you, and it'll be a nice little surprise for her for today. Now, the other thing you're going to find in our show notes is our Zoom So Date. Now, that Zoom So Date is once a month. We're usually the beginning Saturday, the first Saturday of the month from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And it's a lot of fun. A very international community shows up. And we just have a ball on those So Dates. The other thing you're going to find is a Facebook group link, and that's our link. And we're sharing pictures, asking questions, swapping fabric. We have a whole bunch of community chats. We talk about all sorts of things in that group, and we ask questions. It's a very warm, welcoming group. So if you're in part of the Facebook community, you haven't joined yet, maybe you should. It's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of talented people there. So without further ado, let's get to block 6 of the Psychedelic Snowflake Sew-Along. Come on in. Okay. Here we are at the sewing machine, and basically this is your PDF that you'll download, and now you can make it, 3 different sizes. I mean, if you'd like, 100, 150, which will give you a 9-inch, and then a 200, which will give you a 12-inch. What I'm going to work on today is just a 6-inch Hexi, and it's 6 inches from this point, from these points. So this comes together really fast. Now I have marked on my pattern, of course, which colors are going to go where, and that makes it really easy. So I've already taken apart my pattern with scissors. Now, I'm telling you, I don't put these on until I'm getting ready to assemble the quilt, because as I'm only sewing 3 together out of the 6, right? But I'm only going to make you watch 1. So what happens is I wait for this until the very end to see what I need or what kind of shapes I'm looking for. I also broke my tracing wheel, and my husband fixed it, thank God, because I was like, oh no, and it just broke. I have never broken one of these before. So thankfully he was able to fix it for me so I can keep working on this. So anyway, so I've got my pieces cut. Tape is your friend. Keep that handy, because if you have to start taping stuff together, that's good. Now with the tracing wheel, you can see where the lines are, right? I mean, and that's a huge help, and somebody suggested too, not only should you put the colors on the front, you should also put them on the back. Okay, yeah, that would probably be helpful too, but let's just work with what we've got for now. So all these pieces go with this piece, and all these pieces go with this. So we're going to do 2 at a time, because this does not take long. So my pink goes down first, and the black. So I'm just going to line them up just like so. And because I can see the lines on my black, on my thing, I'm just going to put them down. And I'm going to get this little plug out a bit. Now I'm going to start a good quarter inch away, hold it in place so I can do a couple of up and down. And I've got my sewing machine set at 25 to 30 stitches an inch. I have no idea what that is on a new machine, because you see here when I'm sewing on, and then I hold it again. So what that's doing is creating a little knot. And we get the green and the green. You'll see this one, for this one is teal, not green, because I ran out of teal, so I couldn't show it in the demo, but that's okay. I'm going to take these demos and I'm going to put them into an orphan block, so they won't get wasted, and they'll be used in a quilt. Okay, so this comes together really quick, and like I say, it looks like a lot of work, but once you get the hang of this is not hard. This, I think it's surprising some people who said they had a hard time doing foundation paper piecing, and then all of a sudden they're like, you know, they do a few of this, a few of these, and that's, you know, that's all good. Now, here, just to tip that up just a bit, now we're just going to trim off a 1/4 inch. Here we go. There, and we're just going to save all of that for a dog bed. And we're going to put the yellow on next. Now, when you're measuring these, you have to measure to the widest point. So I wanted to make sure that yellow piece covers this area, right? So, and then now, because it's the narrow point, kind of want to center it. You know, like if you need to, you can bend your paper and figure that, you know, where that center is. You know, that's fine. But you got to hit the largest point. Now, a 1/4 inch, and let it go across. There we go. There. Now, this, okay, for this one, it's the purple. Now, I had a really odd shape. I pulled some of this stuff out of my crumbs. I'm going to admit to that. I pulled some of it out of my crumbs. And I can't sort my crumbs and strings separately like I do when I'm at home in Edmonton, Alberta. But I have sorted my color. All my strings and crumbs are in the same spot here. So there we go. And it works. But yeah, some of the stuff I pulled from my crumbs because I knew I had pieces and I might as well use them. You know, I might as well take them out, get them done. It's all good. Okay, so there we go. There now. So now we're going to start adding black. Now it doesn't, 4 and 5 are exactly the same piece, but the size. But I only do one at a time because that becomes a very narrow little pink piece, right? So I leave a little bit more there, just to have enough to work with, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now we're going to put this over. Now we want this to go across the entire block, right? So let me get all that out of the way. Here we go. And there we go. And now, oops, get rid of all that little thread stuff. Okay. Now I'm just, okay, so 4 and 5 here are again, you know, that where it's the same size, but because you've got such a small peak, I only trim one side at a time. I don't trim 2 sides because that if you're a little under, you need to know, like, you know, if you trim both sides and now you over sew this and this piece comes out like this, you haven't got enough to cover the other side, right? So I only do one at a time. And now this is starting to rip. So I just take a wee bit of tape and I just put that there just to put it all in one spot. And now this, okay, this you want just a bit bigger. And we're going to go right across. Here. Now with this, okay, you've got a bigger piece, you got to trim the other side. And this stayed relatively stable, right? So it stayed relatively straight. There we go. We just lay that out flat. Give it a little smushing. Okay. And we want to go through there. There we go. Just line it up along that edge, and then you flip it this way to sew it. And you're going to sew, you're putting on a black, so you're sewing between the color and the black. I know sometimes it's kind of the black and the color, right? You know, so. Okay, and that one stayed relatively straight too, so that's going to be an easy sew when you go to the other side. And of course, yeah, just want to catch that with your nail or a stitch ripper if you're, you have got really short nails sometimes, and you know, there. I should put it with the little sticky pads down. I like this ruler I got. It's a good size for my hand. It's got little sticky things. It's made by Creative Grids and was given out by the Quilters Market here in Tucson. So that's always a fun little ruler to have. You know, that's a good one to have in your arsenal. Your ruler arsenal. Okay, let's get some more of this done. Okay. And that stayed straight, and everything's lying nice and flat. Oh, yay. This is going well. Okay. So next one up is 6. And this will just fold over. These are very simple once you pass that center bit. Like, you got the hard bit done already. That's what we're trying to say. And you can do both sides if you want. Trim both sides. You know, because you might as well. You got the ruler out. You got the rotary cutter at hand. And so now we're going to line up the piece 6 piece, which is red. I've decided to go red. I had lots of this red polka dot, so I decided we're going to have some fun with it. Okay, here we go. All right. There. That looks nice and stayed nice and flat as well. Ooh, good stuff. Here we go. Let me put that down. There. And I'm going to do the other side while I'm here. Ooh, this one's starting to fall apart. We'll get some taping done. It'll be fine. Okay. And I think I'm going to get some taping done right now, because now this is the disadvantage of using a stitch tracing wheel. Sometimes they start falling apart before you have a chance to actually finish them. So what we're going to do, and I mean, we just have to make the best of it, right? You know, this is a, here we go. Now we get that all straightened out. If you don't have sharp nails, you can use a pressing, one of those pressing things, chopsticks, anything like that. I have really strong nails, so I don't usually worry about such things, but I know some of you are like, I can't finger press, I got no nails. Or else you're wearing false nails, and they don't allow you to use too much pressure on them. Okay, the other orange side. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to move that up because there's a black piece that goes across. Okay. So there are the reds. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to trim both sides at once. There we go. To put the black on. Yeah, I'm always, these things never look like anything. They don't look like anything grand until you trim them and you put them together, and then you go, it's that sudden, oh, it's supposed to look like wonderful like that. Oh, okay. But yeah, before that, they're not so great. Okay, well, let's get the black, and we're just going to put cross like that. We get good coverage, yes we do, and just run it through. There. Now, the hardest part about this section here is doing 8. And that's the little black piece that goes on the bottom. There. Now, what you do is you kind of, you've got your marks from your tracing wheel, and you fold it over the best you can. And because there's lots of paper that comes with that area, I'm going to tape this before I try and peel it. Then hopefully all the paper bits will stay there on the tape. But if not, I mean, you've got enough going on. You can kind of see what's there, and one of them is not sticking to the tape. It's coming off with the block, there it is. I'll just push that back into the tape, just like so. Now, you line that as flat as you can, and that's the hardest part about this block, is I struggled with that. And when I was doing the other ones, I was like, okay. And it's just because all of those points are coming together on this design, right? That's it. That's the only reason. And again, because we're doing it outside, we have to make sure we have coverage that goes across the full part of the block that we need covered. And now we're just going to center it, do our best to center it. And then, here we go. The other side. Now, as I'm doing these, you guys are sitting there like, well, we make it look so easy. I would do all of, part B, right? I would have 6 of them going through. I'd have all part A's, and I would do them exactly like this, where I would do, number 1 of all part A's, number 2 of all part B's. Let's make sure. Good coverage. There we go. Now, I'm just going to run a little plug through because I don't have a leader ender project. Oh, I don't have one today. I don't know where it is. Okay, so now you can kind of see what I'm looking at here. Now, what I do is I line up my 1/4-inch lines on the not the outer seam allowance, but right on the line. And I trim. Okay. And I trim. And I'm laying them there. Now, if there's a little bit hanging out, that's okay. I can live with that. It's just that I don't want my stuff to be, because you're matching from the inner points, right? Not the seam allowance. So. And here we go. Get that separated out. Okay. And last is that very tip. Now, there we go. There. So there is part A, or unit A, done, right? Now let's get the rest of unit B done. Okay, flip that one back, out of the way. Okay, you trim off. Oh, I'm going to trim off. Just bend it out of the way. There. There we go. Okay, now let's get, okay, so this one goes on first. It doesn't matter at this point which one you put in first, right? You want to make sure you have good coverage, which we do. So here, now, there we go. And now the other side gets put on, and we have good coverage. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Okay, I should probably get a different plug. Okay, now, if I was doing this for a show quilt, honestly, guys, I would be taking this and ironing every piece and all this to make sure it lies absolutely perfectly flat. But you guys know how to iron, and you know how to iron with a clapper. That's always important, You get your clapper out and ironed. There we go. There. Now, and when you do the clapper, what happens is, because it's cooling so quickly, the seam stays absolutely perfectly flat. And that's really a benefit when you're putting these together, right? These pieces together. Okay, last bit. Now we're just going to put this on. We're going to do a quick match, a needle match, right? Because that's how it's going to go together. Okay, so, I should get a fine gauge. Now, a friend and I were talking about this. Silk pins have the finest gauge, right? So silk pins are really good if you must match up and meet perfectly lines, right? So what I'm going to do, okay, I missed it. So I'm just going to take my time, get in there with a silk pin, really fine gauge silk pin. And that's what a silk pin is. It has really fine metal as part of the pin. Oh, perfect. Oh, okay, perfect. It made perfect. Okay, now everything is lining up here perfectly. So I am going to put a pin here and go this way, so I can just sew this together. And I will pull that first pin because I no longer need it. Okay, and then this one, there, goes like that. This comes out, and that you press to the A, right? So you have these little dog ears, I guess you'd call them, to clip off, and you're done. You're done. Now let's get the other 6 pieces and I'll show you how we spin them around. Okay, so this is a sample I just sewed and trimmed for you. You can see that, yeah, I have a different green here. I have teal here. So let's work with this one. So this is layout number 1. Now that's pretty dramatic and you have a lot of fun with it. But let's play with this. Let's just pick this up and just give everything one spin. One spin, like that. This is the best part of these blocks, by the way. I just love this part of the block. Because, okay, now which one is working best for you? Now, you'll notice all of these come together, and it creates a hexi in the middle, right? Kind of a odd-shaped hexi, but it looks pretty good, right? It looks fun. It looks like, wow, there's, it looks very different, dynamic from the other one. Now let's play again. Let's spin this baby again, and we match up the points. There we go, just like that. So now we have rather an odd little shape in the middle, which is fine, but we have almost like little bow ties going around the block, right? So that's what you can do with this block. And, as you're throwing these together and putting all these different shapes together, you do one block and you can make it 3 ways. Well, if you have to make, several blocks, you might have to make, 6 or 9 of these blocks, depending on the size you pick and all this stuff. But now at least you can flip and flop them around and you've got something that looks very diverse. So let's go to our big ta-da moment. Okay, this is our Psychedelic Snowflake Block 6. This one was a lot of fun. Comes together very quickly. I was pulling stuff out of my scraps and strings and crumb bits. I put all my strings and crumbs together down here while we're in Arizona. I don't have the same storage system as I do back home. So, but this is what this block looks like. It's a lot of fun, this one put together. The bonus block will be next month, the first of the month, and then we're going to get to the piece border. So guys, it's not too late to join in if you're ready. Now, these blocks are going to be up for years. So don't worry about not being able to jump in right away. You can download these patterns and they'll be up for quite some time. And the videos aren't going anywhere either. So I hope you like this very much and that you have some fun with this. This has been a real fun journey for me, and we're hoping it has been for you if you're sewing along with us. So until we meet again, I hope you have an absolutely amazing week ahead. Okay, good. Take care. Bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for watching in our video and being so supportive of our channel. This has been just such an amazing journey we're on here on YouTube, and my husband and I would love to thank you for watching in our video and being so supportive of our channel. This has been just such an amazing journey we're on here on YouTube, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without you. So our thanks, truly our thanks for you. If there's anything you need, don't be afraid to contact me either through the Facebook book or through email. I'm trying to do as many viewer request videos as possible, and if I don't do it, you need to remind me, okay? So that's not a problem. But yes, it's been just absolutely amazing. Make sure you tell your gills I speak for free. We have a Facebook group. We do Zoom sew dates, and we give out nothing but free patterns. So I hope that you have an absolutely joyful year ahead, and your sewing room, everything is going for you, and life is great. Okay, you take care until we see each other again. Okay, bye.